He watched his neighbor cut his home network cable right in front of his eyes. She then smashed his router violently, yet he did nothing to stop her. Instead, he just watched with a smile, because he had planned everything from the start. Moments earlier, he had simply changed his Wi-Fi password. Seconds later, the doorbell rang sharply. When he opened the door, his neighbor stood outside. She glared at him furiously and demanded to know if he had cut off the internet. Before he could reply, she unleashed a stream of insults at him. She forced him to turn the network back on immediately. Just as he was about to argue back, a system notification popped up on his screen. It stated that he would receive $1 million if he made his neighbor face punishment. He smiled calmly and sent the neighbor away. Right after, he headed to the sheriff's office with his live stream footage to file a report. The sheriff called the neighbor and ordered her to come in for questioning. The neighbor thought the man was just picking on her on purpose. She hung up the phone rudely. This action enraged the sheriff completely. He decided to go to the neighbor's house with the man to handle the matter in person. They soon arrived at the community entrance. The neighbor was coming back from outside at that exact moment. When she saw the man with the sheriff, she still did not realize how serious the situation was. She continued to yell insults at the man non-stop. The sheriff pulled out the live stream recording and showed it to her. He told her she was suspected of damaging private property and needed to follow them back to the sheriff's office. Fear finally washed over the neighbor after hearing this. She quickly offered to pay for the damages. The man pulled out his router's official receipt at once. The neighbor was shocked to see that it cost $20,000 to avoid being detained. She had no choice but to agree to pay. Even after paying, she threatened the man and told him to watch his back. The man realized the lesson had not been harsh enough. He decided to press charges against her for illegal trespassing. The sheriff explained to the neighbor that illegal trespassing without the victim's forgiveness could lead to jail time. The neighbor instantly panicked. She begged the man to name a fair compensation amount. The man asked her to cover his live stream earnings from that day and showed a bill for $2,000. The neighbor argued that he had picked his most profitable day on purpose. She insisted on calculating the compensation based on his monthly average income. At that moment, the $1 million promised by the system was deposited into his account. A wide grin spread across the man's face. The sheriff then pulled up his bank transaction records. The records showed his total assets exceeded $1 million, with a daily average income of roughly $30,000. The neighbor was utterly stunned. She tried to backtrack and only pay the original $2,000, but the man refused to let her off easily. Under the sheriff's official ruling, the neighbor was forced to pay compensation based on his actual daily average earnings.